50 went ahead and posted that video to his Instagram page and captioned it by saying this: "Laughing out loud, he got away with it for a while, but it's over now. Jig is up. 20 features under 10,000 sales. Damn, boy, it's over." And yeah, guys, as I told you before, 14 out of the 19 tracks on Rick Ross's album are all features. Basically, this album is like 95% featured tracks.
Don't worry, we know you're gonna sell more than Rick Ross. Let's get to it.
Rick Ross is back with Set in Stone, but the music isn't what's got everyone talking right now. Instead, the internet has been locked in on how the album supposedly performed during its early release, and the reactions came fast.
All our prices is set in stone. Flick flaw.
Social media exploded with jokes, memes, and non-stop debates as people argued over the album's opening numbers. One rumor that spread everywhere claimed the project moved only around 2,000 copies early on, but those figures have never been officially confirmed. Even without proof, that claim caught fire online, and critics wasted no time using it as another viral talking point. Before long, everyone seemed to have an opinion, and the conversation kept getting louder. And whenever Rick Ross starts trending, people already know who might jump into the mix.
50 Cent went on Instagram to react to Rick Ross's album. He said, "I just saw your record sales. LOL. 2,000. What the f?"
It's just nothing been good for you, man. You know, just find a new career, man. Do something. Like Fifth said, the bum juice and the record sales ain't working for you in the wings, man. And I like American Deli wings, by the way, mother. So just remember that.
Wings?
Yeah, I like American Deli wings.
Okay.
I don't do Wingstop.
50 Cent didn't stay quiet for long. He took to Instagram and shared a post that instantly got people talking. The post said, "LOL, he got away with it for a while, but it's over now. Jig is up, 20 features under 10,000 sales. Damn boy, it's over." As expected, screenshots spread across social media within minutes. Some people thought it was hilarious, while others saw it as just another round in the long-running rivalry between the two rap stars.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so after Rick Ross's album Set in Stone flopped, 50 Cent decided to speak out against it, which caused Ross to fire back.
That's nothing new, because these two have been trading public shots for years, and fans always keep watching to see who speaks up next. Still, it's worth remembering that internet reactions and rumors aren't the same as confirmed facts.
Things are not looking good for the rapper Rick Ross, as he has just announced a recent world tour with him struggling to sell any tickets. Now, as you can see right here, this is how one of his venues are looking for a show happening in Miami, Florida, with him barely selling out any tickets and all the green dots indicating seats that haven't been purchased yet. And Rick Ross and his team look to be so desperate to the point that now they're literally offering discounts for any type of seat, with them offering a buy one get 50% off. And with this now occurring to Rick Ross, a lot of people are thinking that the reason as to why he is falling off so bad is because he has been dissing Drake nonstop. For example, in a recent interview, he literally called out Drake and said that his brand new album Iceman was horrendous.
Early sales talk doesn't always match the official chart results, and an album can still build serious momentum through streaming, radio play, and people sharing it with friends. Even so, the online reaction has been rough. Memes flooded comment sections, users compared Set in Stone to Rick Ross's earlier albums, and plenty of people questioned whether this release could reach the same level of success as some of his biggest projects. Whether those first rumors end up being accurate or not, the internet has already turned the album into one of the hottest topics in hip-hop.
You know what I'm saying? You saw that shit. People have to think that Rick Ross got fucked.
Whether the criticism is fair or not, one thing is clear. The internet never passes up a chance to turn a slow start, or even an unconfirmed rumor, into the biggest story of the day. Once a claim starts spreading online, it can take on a life of its own, with memes, hot takes, and non-stop debates popping up everywhere. Rick Ross and 50 Cent have been going at each other for years, and their rivalry has become one of hip-hop's longest-running feuds. They've traded interviews, social media posts, and lyrical shots for well over a decade, with neither side showing much interest in calling a truce. Every time one of them makes headlines, fans instantly start waiting to see how the other will respond. On Set in Stone, Ross appears to make a few references that many listeners believe are aimed at 50 Cent, and that immediately sent fans digging through the lyrics looking for possible disses. Those moments got people talking, but instead of the music becoming the biggest headline, the focus quickly shifted back to the album's reported early performance.
I'm not sure what's going on with 50 down there in Shreveport.
I got a DM say, "Rose, how you feel about what 50
Cent.
As the joke spread across social media, 50 Cent didn't stay quiet for long. He shared several Instagram posts poking fun at the album's reported sales and suggested the project wasn't performing well. His posts spread fast, with thousands of fans jumping into the comments. Some laughed along, while others defended Ross, proving once again that anything involving these two artists can take over the conversation almost overnight. The debate didn't stop there. Several well-known hip-hop voices, including Joe Budden, DJ Academics, Tony Yayo, and Uncle Murda, also shared their opinions about why the album wasn't creating stronger buzz. Some believed Rick Ross's public split from Drake may have affected interest in the release, while others pointed to changes in streaming platforms, arguing that it's become much tougher for new albums to reach listeners without major playlist support or constant online promotion. These are opinions, not established facts, and there is no confirmed evidence that Ross' disagreement with Drake or changes to streaming platforms directly affected the album's commercial performance.
But I said, what did 50 say? Excuse me, before you mention what 50 said, let me ask how's it going over there in Shreveport?
All right, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
We
all have. Let's talk about him. He's saying he is pushing back from Shreveport. What does that mean? He's invested with all of this property that he's bought. Does that mean that he doesn't want to work with the city of Shreveport and these ventures anymore? What does that mean?
You borrowed all them people money. Did you return their money back? And because Shreveport ain't giving you the loans you was looking for. Because they smart. LA don't need a fucking film studio. Hollywood don't need it. Why would you need a film studio? You stealing people money. Get them people back their money, Curtis. Now!
Even so, those conversations spread across podcasts, YouTube channels, and social media, keeping Set in Stone in the spotlight for reasons that went far beyond the music itself. Now, the official first week numbers for Set in Stone are finally out, and they're already firing up another huge debate across the hip-hop world. Over the past few years, Ross has been caught up in several high-profile rap feuds, with his recent back-and-forth involving Drake becoming one of the biggest stories. During that dispute, many Drake supporters openly said they wouldn't be supporting Ross's next project when it finally dropped, and plenty of fans are now pointing back to those comments as the discussion around the album keeps getting even louder. Once Set in Stone finally dropped, everyone was waiting to see how it would perform, and the official numbers quickly became one of the hottest topics online. According to Billboard, the album debuted at number 39 on the Billboard 200, earning 19,000 equivalent album units during its first week.
But you haven't destroyed Rick Ross's career.
What was Rick Ross' last album? Triple C's. You know how many copies the record sold?
No.
4,000 copies. What is destroyed? Fat Joe's
but that's
last
a group album. That's not a Rick Ross
Fat Joe's last album sold 8,300 copies. This is what happens.
That's another one, you punching below your weight.
No. This is me fighting the fighters that are challenging me. Because you went to the gym the first few days and the coach called you champ, don't mean you ready to fight Floyd Mayweather. Do you understand? So if they come prematurely, I'll finish them now before they can even get good enough.
As soon as those figures came out, the internet went into overdrive with fresh reactions and non-stop debates. Before the official results were announced, Rick Ross encouraged fans to give the album a fair shot, instead of judging it based on early projections or online chatter. He said people should actually listen to the music before making up their minds. Once fans had the chance to hear the project, the opinions were all over the map. Some listeners felt Set in Stone was a strong release that deserved far more attention than it received. Others weren't feeling it at all, and said they had already moved on from Rick Ross music. At the same time, social media blew up with jokes, memes, and endless reactions as people argued over whether the album's first week performance should really be called a flop, or if the criticism was going too far. One opinion that spread across social media was that Ross's public feud with Drake may have influenced some listeners' interest in the album. Others pushed back and argued there were many possible reasons behind the first week numbers, including today's crowded streaming market, tougher competition, and changing listening habits.
Outselling Rick Ross that did 17,200 units. Ross, you need some help. You need the Drake stimulus package. That wasn't there for you. Beefing with 50, that wasn't good for you.
These are opinions shared by commentators and fans, not confirmed explanations for the album's performance. No matter where people stood, the album's debut quickly turned into one of the biggest talking points in hip-hop.
Yo, who told Rick Ross that it was a good idea to go missing from music for 20 years and then drop an album and try to go on tour?
The internet reaction almost felt inevitable from the moment Set in Stone was announced. As soon as the first week numbers became public, social media filled up with memes, jokes, and comments connecting the album's performance to Rick Ross's public feud with Drake. That storyline spread fast and became one of the biggest discussions surrounding the release. Many fans argued this was always going to be part of the conversation, because Drake has one of the largest fan bases in music, and whenever an artist publicly clashes with him, people often bring that rivalry back up when new music drops. The same debate showed up everywhere, from the Joe Budden podcast to conversations involving Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda, with each personality offering their own take on what may have played a role in the album's commercial debut.
Check it out. It's the boat, Ricky Rose. We backstage celebrating 20-year anniversary tour. Those numbers you seeing coming up, those are my streaming numbers. The 17K. Top of next week, we'll have my accurate streaming, including my physicals. But like I told y'all, regardless, and as young hustlers and artists, don't let that first week make or break you. When Basquiat painted a work of art, he never knew what it was valued. That shit gotta live generations. Don't let them throw you off. So Set in Stone album of the year is out right now. Much love to everybody who got it, baby. The Empire, yeah.
While the jokes and memes spread at lightning speed, many of those discussions also focused on bigger issues like fan loyalty, promotion, and how difficult it has become for albums to break through in today's streaming era. Once you look past the viral posts, though, the situation is much more complex than one headline.
Drake fans who also like Ross aren't gonna fuck with Ross. So everybody's sales who used to have mutual fans with Drake, bye-bye to at least 50 to 80%. Facts.
There is no evidence that Drake told fans not to stream or buy Rick Ross's album, and in the end, listeners make their own choices about the music they decide to support. Some people believe Rick Ross's public feud may have influenced a portion of listeners, while others argue that anyone who stopped supporting his music was probably following Drake more closely to begin with. Either way, it's important to remember that first week sales have changed a lot across the music industry. With streaming now leading the way, it's become much harder for many artists to put up the massive opening numbers that were once considered normal. Rick Ross has built a long and successful career with a loyal fan base, but his more recent releases haven't opened with the same blockbuster first week totals as some of the industry's biggest stars. Whether 19,000 first week units should be seen as disappointing or simply a reflection of today's music business depends on who you ask. That's exactly why the debate keeps getting louder every day. Once people started comparing Ross's first week performance with other recent releases, the conversation became even.
Right now, are you saying that the algorithm is against Rick Ross? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say so.
And so that, and you're saying that because he talked about Drake, the algorithm is against
and
it.
Because he talked about a lot of things that just weren't geared towards the project as it should have been.
Why are you smiling, Nick?
Am I bugging?
Man. Why is the algorithm and Drake being brought up, man?
It's real though. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Even like when he went to the Joe Budden podcast this past week, that was a thing that got clipped.
I think people are watching Rick Ross to hear what he's gonna say about Drake. But a lot of the clips that I've seen aren't really talking about Drake.
Bigger. In the last few years, even well-known artists have struggled to reach the huge opening week numbers that used to be common. Many fans pointed to recent albums as proof that the streaming era has completely changed how commercial success is measured, making direct comparisons much more complicated than they seem. Some online discussions also mentioned artists like Lizzo and 21 Savage as examples of how unpredictable first-week sales can be. Still, every album comes with its own level of promotion, competition, timing, and fan excitement, so it's difficult to pin the outcome on one single reason. Some fans believe the public fallout with Drake played a role, while others think it only affected a small group of potential listeners. Those are personal opinions, not confirmed explanations, and there's no reliable way to measure exactly how much, if any, the feud influenced the final results. The reality is that album performance depends on many different factors, including marketing, playlist placement, streaming activity, fan interest, promotion, and overall momentum. When all of those pieces come together, they can have a major impact on how a project performs during its opening week.
That is
He
very,
had
very
two
true.
classic albums without Drake.
But his biggest songs are all Drake's.
That may be true, but he has, to his credit, he has two classic albums without Drake. Drake wasn't even on the scene.
Another comparison that quickly caught fire online involved reports that Larry June's latest project debuted with stronger first-week numbers than Rick Ross's album. That claim gave critics even more material for jokes, memes, and heated debates.
Rick Ross is trying to jump ahead of a flop. I've never seen this before. There's lack of promotion, no proper single rollout. It's kind of a mess. Usually, you got Drake. There's no Drake on this album.
Social media lit up almost instantly, with many users saying they never expected to see Ross being compared that way. At the same time, people brought up 50 Cent's Instagram posts again, where he had already been joking about Ross's reported slow start, and plenty of commenters joked that 50 Cent was probably enjoying every second of the internet's reaction. Others also brought Drake into the conversation, with some fans suggesting he had little reason to be bothered by the criticism Rick Ross was receiving after their recent back and forth.
Man, y'all niggas need to get back to reality, man. Y'all niggas gotta get back to reality, man. Like hip hop media is in shambles. They don't even know what dick to ride. They don't know what it is. They don't know if they should hate Drake, try to apologize to Drake, stand another rapper. Like they're confused right now. They talking about algorithms. Like, bruv, yo, I'm just watching. I be just having a good time, nigga, just watching them trying to explain. Listen to this shit.
However, those reactions are based on fan opinions and online speculation, not any confirmed statements from Drake himself. One thing is clear, Set in Stone's commercial performance has become almost as big of a headline as the music. The numbers, the memes, and the ongoing conversations have kept Rick Ross, 50 Cent, and Drake right in the middle of another major hip-hop debate. At the end of the day, there are countless opinions about why Set in Stone opened the way it did, but no one can confidently point to one single reason. If you're a Drake fan who also enjoys Rick Ross's music, you may have still checked out the album and judged it for yourself. Meanwhile, some listeners may have skipped the project because of the recent rivalry, while others simply weren't interested or had moved on to different artists and sounds. That's why it's difficult to put the blame or credit on one person for an album's performance. Public rivalries can definitely create massive online conversations, but sales are usually affected by a mix of different factors: promotion, streaming trends, fan interest, competition from other releases, and whether the music connects with listeners all play a role in determining how a project performs.
Me, where he is now, just it's hard to keep people's attention span, how social media and everything else. He's doing fine too.
And he got a lot of other shit going on.
When you diversifying and you not having all your eggs in that basket,
it's gonna work out. He's gonna get a lot of bookings and things to perform this. He's gonna get a tour off of this.
He's got it goes back. And this also
the
goes back.
songs will be used for licensing, just knowing him, and he will absolutely be okay. That car show will keep going.
Of course, and this also goes back to that pick a side culture again. The new shit that's like diehard dividing hip hop. Outside of the 50 beef, again, Ross was on the opposite side of Drake. So everything that anybody who stood on the other side of Drake does, they're looking at to poke fun at if it's not at Drake's standard today.
The discussion around Rick Ross's latest album has almost become a story of its own, with fans, critics, and commentators all bringing different explanations for the numbers. And another topic that caught attention was the timing of 50 Cent's Instagram posts. Many people noticed how quickly he reacted after reports about Ross's sales started circulating, and his jokes spread across social media almost immediately. The reaction once again showed how powerful this long-running rivalry remains. Anytime Rick Ross and 50 Cent become part of the same conversation, fans know the internet is going to have plenty to say. Because 50 Cent has a huge online audience, some fans believe his posts helped push the story even further and gave the album's performance even more attention. Others argue the conversation was already taking off before he said anything, and he was simply jumping into the moment with his usual style of online trolling. The truth is, there's no way to know know exactly how much impact those posts had on public opinion, or whether they changed anyone's decision to stream, buy, or skip the album. But one thing is undeniable: the timing created another wave of discussion and added a fresh chapter to one of hip-hop's most talked about rivalries. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you think Drake and his fan base played any real role in Rick Ross's first week numbers? Or do you think 50 Cent knew exactly when to post and helped turn the conversation into an even bigger online moment?
Don't worry, we know you're gonna sell more than Rick Ross. Let's get to it. Tory Lanez made you think I was gone, earned 19,700 units the first week, outselling Rick Ross that did 17,200 units. Ross, you need some help. You need the Drake stimulus package. That wasn't there for you. Beefing with 50, that wasn't good for you.
And what do you think about Set in Stone as a project? Did Rick Ross deliver a strong album, or do you feel it didn't reach the level you expected? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, because this debate has brought out all kinds of opinions, and your take could be the next part of the conversation. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more hip-hop news and updates, and share this video with your friends so they can join the discussion too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.